In this video, I'll share the number one thing that you need to do to grow your business faster. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Greatness Everyday YouTube channel. Today we're talking about the number one thing that you need to do if you're looking at growing your business faster. And very simply, it's you need to get over the idea that you have to do everything by yourself. And I'm speaking from a lot of experience here where I've wasted a lot of time over the years of growing my business. I've wasted a lot of energy trying to do everything on my own, trying to look up things on YouTube and the internet to figure out how to do something, which I'll talk about later. And I've also wasted a lot of money, which is the unfortunate thing. I've wasted a lot of money and I've also lost out on making even more money. So I'll share what you can do in this video to make sure that you don't find yourself in this trap of trying to do everything on your own. And for me, it wasn't until I've really kind of released the reins a little bit that my business started to grow faster. So that's what we're here for. If you have any questions, drop them down below right now. But the big thing that I want to say here is, yes, you have to get over the need, the fake illusion that you need to do everything on your own when it comes to your business. And I was stuck in this because for me, I think when I started my business, I wanted to make sure that I knew how to do things like edit videos. I wanted to make sure that I could give somebody feedback if I needed something designed for my website or something like that, right? So I kind of did that intentionally. And I wanted to be, as my company grows, as what I do here gets bigger and bigger, I wanted to be able to have some input that I could provide in the future. And that was one of the reasons that I tried to do everything on my own first, because I wanted to learn, I wanted to acquire these skills. So at least I had a little bit of knowledge in these areas. For me to be an expert though, it would take many, many years and hundreds of hours of practice and learning and developing these skills to become an expert. And I know I'm never going to get there unless it's something I really decide to pivot completely. But that's the first thing. The second thing there was, well, I didn't have any money. And as you're starting a business, I really would, depending on how much you want to go in financially, I would set it up using completely free things first. And then once your business starts making money, I would then reinvest that money. I think that's the best let's say plan for a business coming on board. I actually gave that advice to somebody that was reaching out yesterday about YouTube editing and stuff, whether they should go out and buy the $400 Final Cut, which is a software that I use, and have the different graphics packages that cost even more money on top of that. Or I said you should just use iMovie, use Canva, use the free tools that you have to take and use really and use to your advantage. And then from there, if you're serious about this, if you're committed to it as well, and then once your business starts making money, reinvest that money into purchasing some of those things and equipment, etc. So that's the first thing. But for me, I want to chat about the 4 Ds. And I've talked about those here on my channel. There's 4 Ds of productivity. Number 1 is do it. Number 2 is delegate it. Number 3 is delay it. And number 4 is ditch it. And these are 4 Ds that really I use myself to complete the tasks that I have to do. These are 4 Ds as well that I teach other people. And I'm focusing in on the delegating piece here today, because as you bring people onto your team, when you get over that need to do everything on your own, that is where many hands make light work. You've heard that saying before. If you have a bunch of people, more than one person moving towards a common goal, well, you're going to achieve that goal way faster if everybody is on the same plan. So that's the first reason I want you to think about getting over the need to do everything yourself when it comes to your business. If you've got a bunch of people moving towards a specific goal, whether that's releasing a coaching program, whether that's starting a YouTube channel, that's creating a mastermind like I've done recently, and use some of these other people that I have in my life to help me get there faster, you can do it with many different things. So that's the first thing. I also want to talk about the 80-20 rule, because this is how I go ahead and decide which tasks I need to bring somebody else on for. And it's me behind the scenes. It's me. That's the only person here. I'm the only person that does the majority of what I do. But every once in a while, I need to outsource something, or I need to hire someone for a specific task. And I think about a few things that I've done recently. I needed to design a logo for the monthly money mastermind, as I've talked about. And for me, designing that logo was something that it literally took 10 seconds to go onto my notes app to sketch out exactly what I wanted. I knew everything, but when I tried to design it on my own, it it just wasn't the same as having a professional design it. So that's my first instance. I'm going to tell you how I resolved that in just a second. My second instance is along with that mastermind, as I've talked about in a previous video, it's an NFT access only. So you have to be an NFT holder, and I talk about the benefits, how you as a member of that mastermind can benefit from that in that video as well. But for me, I wanted to design an NFT, and I'll pop it up here on the screen. This NFT was something that I wanted to have spinning. I wanted to have specific text, a logo, etc. And I spent probably a good 10, 15, maybe even 20 hours trying to figure this out on my own. And it, again, just didn't look the same. It didn't look professional. It didn't look to the quality that I wanted it to look. So eventually, for both of those things, the logo and the NFT, I outsourced that. And I used a site like Fiverr, where you're able to go to that. You're able to find someone that has the skills that you're looking for, whether it's logo design, creating an NFT membership card, whether it's a voiceover or something else. You can go to a website like Fiverr or Upwork. I think WeWork is another one, and there's a bunch of different freelancing ones out there. And you can hire someone for their skills. You can pay them whatever rate they're charging. You can find somebody within the country that you live in, or you can outsource that internationally. And there's so many different reasons why you might choose someone based off a specific job. But for me, I was able to find someone to design the logo, and they crushed it. They made it look super professional and definitely met the needs that I had wanted. I was also able to find another person who was able to create that NFT membership card that I wanted. And both those happened like a day later. It cost me $130 each time, but for me, that was worth it. And when I come back to this 80-20 rule, which is called Pareto's Principle, and with Pareto's Principle, we talk specifically about that, where 80% of the things that you do, if we're talking in a business sense, bring in 20% of the money, and then 20% of the things that you do bring in 80% of the money. And so for me, I look at those 80% of the day-to-day things that don't really bring in a lot of money, that don't provide a huge contribution to my business and what I do. And that is what I outsource, because I can spend my time on the 20% of things, if I have those skills, that are going to help my business grow faster and make more money, and obviously be better for the clients and the people that are purchasing my services and products, right? So that is where I want to focus my attention. I don't want to focus my attention on the 80% of things that really, at the end of the day, don't matter as much. And I think of an example as an artist, right? If you're an artist creating art, and maybe you're selling it in your specific local area, well, for you, if you opened that area up and you started shipping your art, right, you would be able to get so many more clients. You could drive your prices up, you'd make more money, your brand would grow. And there's so many reasons that I think artists should do this. But the money is made from you selling the painting. The money's not made necessarily from you being the person that needs to go out and buy all the shipping materials, being the person that needs to wrap the painting yourself, which takes a lot of time to do that, trust me, and then shipping it and hoping it gets there and running into insurance issues if something bad happens to it or whatever. So you should go out and hire somebody for the shipping, for the logistics of all of that, so that you can focus on what matters most, which is painting, which is creating the art and selling the art that way, right? Those are a few examples that I want to highlight so that you can understand what I'm talking about here. And then you can also determine in your own life what you need to outsource or what you need to delegate to someone else on your team, whether they're permanently on your team or there's someone who is just joining your team for like a one-off, like I often use through freelancers. This is definitely something that you need to get focused on. And another thing that you might want to do is consider hiring a virtual assistant, which if you have an online business, is typically a little bit more common than like a store business or an actual product business where you're in a brick and mortar store is what I'm trying to say. But it can be used for everything. But a virtual assistant from all around the world, whether it's in your country, a different country, is someone who can really help you. And I haven't gone in yet and hired a virtual assistant. I've known about them for years. I have friends that use them and love them, and they speak very highly of them. Their work is very professional. You're able to give them a competitive wage so that you might be saving money. And on the flip side, they might be making more money than they would maybe in their own country. So there's some win-wins there, but that's something that you might want to consider. So in this video, I hoped it encouraged you to think about the number one thing that you can do to grow your business faster, which is getting over the need to do everything by yourself. Can you relate to me? Do you have any questions? Let me know down below. Thanks for watching. Remember, choose greatness every day. If you want to click that subscribe button down below and tap the bell, you'll get notified when the new videos come out. Thanks for watching. Remember, choose greatness every day, and I'll see you next time.